The old man limped through the door of the Iron Horseman clubhouse at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. He was 72 years old, with a Purple Heart patch on his worn jacket. His left leg ended at the knee, the prosthetic visible below his frayed jeans. The bar went dead silent. 23 bikers turned to stare at the frail veteran clutching a manila envelope. Blood seeped through a bandage on his forehead. His right eye was swollen completely shut. "I need help," he said, his voice cracking. "They're taking my granddaughter tomorrow at 9 a.m. The man at the head table stood slowly. Jack Hammer Morrison was 6'4" and built like a brick wall. "Old-timer, you lost?" Hammer's voice was gravel and smoke. "No, sir." The veteran straightened despite obvious pain. "I'm Robert Chen, Sergeant First Class, 1st Cavalry Division, Vietnam, 68-70. Hammer's expression changed instantly. "Someone hurt you, Sergeant?" "My grandson-in-law, Detective Marcus Webb, badge number 4187. Robert's hands shook as he opened the envelope. "He beats my granddaughter Sarah. She's 26, has a daughter, Emma, who's 8 years old." The room temperature seemed to drop. "He did this to you?" A biker named Tank pointed at Robert's face. "Last night, I tried to take Sarah and Emma away." Robert pulled out photographs. "He said if I interfere again, he'll kill me and make it look like a fall." Doc, the club's medic and former Army corpsman, moved forward. "Let me see those injuries, brother." While Doc examined Robert, the other bikers gathered around the photographs. Sarah's face showed bruises in various stages of healing. Burns on her arms formed distinct patterns. Cigarette burns. Emma had a cast on her left arm. "Says here the kid fell downstairs," Snake read from a hospital report. 3 times in 18 months. Everyone knew what this meant. A cop who beat women and children, protected by his badge and his brothers in blue. Untouchable. "He's got the family court judge in his pocket," Robert continued. "Tomorrow at 9, Judge Patterson awards him sole custody. Sarah goes to a psychiatric facility. Marcus gets Emma." "Where is Sarah now?" Hammer asked. "Sacred Heart Hospital, room 317. Marcus put her there Sunday night, broke 4 ribs and her collarbone. That's when the sirens started outside. 3 police cruisers pulled into the parking lot. Detective Marcus Webb stepped out of the lead car. He was 6 feet tall, 41 years old, with the build of a former linebacker. 5 other officers flanked him. The bikers moved as one. They formed a wall between Robert and the door. Marcus walked in like he owned the place. "There you are, Robert." His smile was pure predator. "Been looking everywhere for you." "He's not going anywhere with you," Hammer said quietly. Marcus laughed. "That's not how this works, convict. This is a welfare check. On a man you assaulted last night? Old man fell. Happens at his age." Marcus's hand rested on his service weapon. "Now step aside before this becomes a problem." The bikers didn't move. This was about to become a bloodbath. Marcus radioed for backup. "You're all looking at assaulting an officer, interfering with police business." He pointed at Robert. "That man has dementia. He's confused, dangerous to himself." "Funny," Snake said, laptop already open. "Because Sergeant Chen scored perfect on his VA cognitive assessment 2 weeks ago." Marcus's jaw tightened. "I've got his medical records right here," Snake continued. "All 6 neurological evaluations. All clear. I also have your records, Detective." Snake turned the screen around. 7 domestic disturbance calls to your address in 3 years. All dismissed. 4 emergency room visits for your wife. All labeled accidents. 2 more police cars arrived. Then a sheriff's department SUV. Sheriff Tom Bradley stepped out. He was 58, 26 years on the job, and Marcus's former partner. Everyone waited to see which side he'd choose. "Tom, thank God," Marcus said. "These criminals are—" "Shut up, Marcus." Bradley's voice cut like a knife. The detective's face went red. "You know what I got this morning?" Bradley walked past Marcus to face Robert. "Anonymous email, time-stamped videos. Want to guess what they showed?" Robert reached into his jacket. Marcus's hand went to his gun. Every biker's hand moved toward their weapons. "Easy," Bradley said. "Let him speak." Robert pulled out a USB drive. "My granddaughter's smart," he said. "Emma taught her about cloud storage. Sarah's been documenting everything for 9 months. If you believe bikers are the good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support." There are 17 videos on here, Robert continued. 23 photographs with metadata, 19 audio recordings. Snake plugged the drive into his laptop. The first video started playing. Marcus Webb's voice filled the bar. "You tell anyone, I'll kill your grandfather. Make it look like a stroke." The date stamp read 6 months earlier. The next video showed Marcus throwing Sarah against a wall, Emma screaming in the background. Bradley's eyes went wide. Marcus went pale. "That's fabricated," Marcus said. "Deepfake technology? Shut your mouth." Bradley's hand was on his own weapon now. "Sergeant Chen, where's your granddaughter?" "Sacred Heart, room 317. "Snake, send me that drive's contents, now." Bradley pulled out his phone. "I'm calling the DA." What happened next would be talked about for years. 42 bikers had arrived during the standoff. They surrounded the parking lot, the Iron Horsemen, the Devil's Disciples, the Road Warriors. Word had spread fast. "You can't do this," Marcus said. "I'm a decorated detective, 15 years on the force." "You're a coward who beats women and children," Hammer said. Marcus lunged for Robert. He never made it. Tank caught his arm and twisted. Marcus went down hard, not dead, not injured badly, but thoroughly restrained. "That's enough," Bradley said. "Marcus Webb, you're under arrest." The handcuffs clicked. Assault and battery, 37 counts. Domestic violence, 22 counts. Child endangerment, 19 counts. Witness intimidation, 8 counts. The assistant district attorney arrived 20 minutes later. She was 45, ambitious, and had lost her own mother to domestic violence. She watched 3 videos and made a call. "Bail is denied," she announced. "Detective Webb will be held pending trial." "I want a lawyer," Marcus snarled. "You'll get one." The ADA smiled coldly. "You're looking at 25 to 40 years. 2 other officers were arrested that day. They'd helped Marcus cover up the abuse. Officer Kent Larson, who'd written the false reports. Sergeant Paul Dexter, who'd intimidated witnesses. Both faced conspiracy charges and prison time. The bikers took up a collection while they waited, $4,200 in cash. "For medical bills," Hammer told Robert, "and whatever else your family needs." Robert's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know how to thank you." "You already did. You came to us for help." Hammer shook his hand carefully. "Brothers take care of brothers. That patch on your jacket? That means something here." That's when something extraordinary happened. Emma appeared in the doorway. She was 8 years old with her mother's eyes and her grandfather's courage. Sarah stood behind her, one arm in a sling, leaning on a nurse. "Grandpa said you'd help," Emma said to the room. "Grandpa said bikers keep their promises." The trial lasted 6 weeks. Marcus Webb was convicted on all counts. The judge gave him 38 years without parole. His accomplices got 7 and 9 years respectively. Sarah got full custody and a restraining order. The police department paid a quiet settlement, $350,000. Years later, on the 10-year anniversary, Sarah brought Emma back to the clubhouse. Emma was 18 now, studying criminal justice at State College. She wanted to be a prosecutor, to help other families like hers. "I wouldn't be here without you," she told the room. The bikers, some new, some old, raised their glasses. Robert had passed 2 years earlier, at 79, surrounded by family. His Purple Heart hung on the clubhouse wall. Next to it, a plaque, SFC Robert Chen, a real brother, March 17, 2015. The $4,000 they'd collected that day. Sarah framed the first $100 bill. It hung next to her grandfather's medal. "Grandpa always said family isn't about blood," Emma said. "It's about who shows up when you need them." Hammer, grayer now but still imposing, nodded. "Your grandfather earned that patch in Vietnam. He earned our respect that day he walked in here." He raised his glass higher. "To Sergeant Chen, to family, to doing what's right." The Iron Horsemen still keep that tradition. Every March 17th they gather. They remember the day an old soldier asked for help. The day they chose to be protectors instead of predators. Sometimes the most dangerous men make the best guardians. Sometimes a patch means more than rank. Sometimes family is forged in crisis and tempered in justice. Emma visits monthly now. She brings her mother. Sarah volunteers, teaching self-defense to domestic violence survivors. The clubhouse hosts the classes for free. Marcus Webb sits in a maximum security prison in Colorado. Parole eligibility, 2044. He'll be 81 years old, if he lives that long. The USB drive is in evidence storage, but copies exist. Snake made sure of that. Justice has a long memory, and bikers never forget. If you believe bikers are good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.